Yeah, let's assume. So there are so many customers are trying to access same query in multiple times. For example, in Pongal situation, there is IRCTC website. So all are trying to book their tickets at the same time. So booking tickets means, so we are trying to insert our booking information into their original tables. So insert queries are performing. Okay. And also to give the printout, we need to write one select query and we need to get the data from the database after booking. So before booking also, I want to show the available tickets. So showing means I'm writing one select query and it will be showing, I'm writing one view or one select query to show the available tickets and price and seat numbers, all these details, train information. So train information in separate table and reservation information in separate table and date time is separate table, price is separate table, like that. So we are going, each member is going to touch these 5 tables at a time. So now few members already booked, so they are trying to print ticket. Few members are still trying to booking tickets. Few members are now paying the money. So this is called network traffic. Means accessing the database at the same time by multiple customers. So for this purpose, if I write individual insert or individual update or individual select statements, so it will be very slow performance because every time it needs to compile and it should be executed. So before executed, it should be compiled. So compilation and execution, compilation, execution. So if it is pre-compiled, if it is inside the processor, then it is already pre-compiled. There is no need of compilation. So it will directly give the output. And also what will happen if I execute this one individually? So while getting the output, suppose, let me execute. What will happen? So I got some data. If you press this button, see here F10. This is F9 or control enter or F9. This is F10. This is called execution plan. Execution plan. I will explain more briefly in the separate class. But for now, you can understand like this is called execution plan. So when I am trying to I'm trying to execute one query, it will internally create one execution plan. So what this execution plan will do, it will go to hard disk and it will go to nodes and it will go to the data pages and it will collect the data. While coming back, this plan will be stored in cache memory. In your words, we are storing this plan in the RAM memory. I will write down here. You need to understand difference between cache memory and main memory. Let's assume cache will be available in RAM. Definitely, you know, right? What is RAM? What is hard disk? So based on RAM size, it will be fast. So now I executed this query. So it goes to the hard disk and nodes and data pages and it is collected data. And while giving the result, it is storing this plan in the cache memory. If I execute same data, it will not again go to the hard disk and nodes and data pages. It will not go to the touch hard disk. It is directly giving from the cache memory. You got it? So
Yes.
so see here, there are 3 steps. So let's assume for each step, it is taking 1 second. Let's assume like this. Now for these 3 steps, it is taking time 3 seconds. So for you it is 3 seconds. Let's assume IRCTC website, there are 1 lakh members, 1 lakh into 3 seconds. So it is um, very poor performance situation. So if we write store procedure, then this cache memory will be enabled. So the procedure related information will be stored in cache memory. So we will get the data in 1 second only. That is the advantage of execution plan. So if we write procedure, that will reuse this execution plan. Okay. Suppose now I got the employee ID 101 details now. That is in my hand. Now I'm executing same query with 102. So remaining all data will be already stored in cache memory, and only for 102 purpose it is going to the hard disk. Means 80% of old data is utilized by cache memory, utilized by this graphical execution plan. For remaining only we are getting this data. One means cost, one means 1 millisecond. 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. 1 milliseconds is very small amount of time. So when we called our queries poor performance, if it is different in each office. In most of the offices, if it is more than 50 milliseconds, it is called poor query, means slow running query. So we need to do performance tuning based on this time. Okay. So this is also handled by the procedures. That is the one of the advantage of network traffic controlling and security. You got it right. Why we are creating the procedures? These many advantages are there. Code maintenance is easy, code reusability, security purpose, pre-compilation, controls network traffic, errors handling. So we can simply handle the errors and we can store the errors in the log table. That is also possible. If I write like this, it is hard to handle the errors. If there are any errors, it is very hard to write. Suppose something is happening. Looks your keyboard is pressing. Your keyboard is typing something. Yeah, okay. Okay, got it. Now let me explain how to create procedure and how to use that one. Yeah, let it be. Suppose I will write one simple procedure to update employee name, or to update, I want to increment salary 3% to all members. Increment salary 3% to all employees. This is my task now. So for this purpose, what I need to do, update emp set. Let me execute select query first. Emp. So my data is like this. Okay. Now there is already some salary. My now I want to update increment salary 3% to all members. Okay. Now update emp set salary equal to, how to calculate the 3%? Salary, existing salary to this, I want to append 3%. How to calculate 3%? salary into 3 by 100. So this is old salary. So in end of the day, I want to update salary column. To update this salary column, first salary, existing salary plus this 3%. Got it? See now, there is 26,000, 30,000, 20,000. Just let me pin it. Now I'm trying to execute this one. 26, 30, 20. 10 rows updated. Let me check what is the data now. See, earlier it is 30,000. So 3% increased. 30,900. You can check here. You can compare. 26, 30. Now 3% after 3%, 26, 780, 30, 900. So I need to commit this one. Okay, I committed this data. Commit complete. You can also commit from here, or you can also commit from here. This green symbol. This is for commit. This is for rollback. F12 also rollback. F11 is commit. Better to write. If you click here, if you forget, you don't know, it will not show like this. It is simply, so see, I'm committing multiple times. It is not showing anywhere. So that's the reason, right? Always commit command, then commit it, execute it. This is the good thing. Now I updated this thing, right? See, I want to update. I want to do same thing using one procedure, because if there are so many members are trying to do this, it is again go to network traffic. So what I will do, create procedure, update salary hike or USP sal hike. Few people like instead of USP, suppose there is one website SBI, TCS is doing, Accenture is doing, CTS also doing. In this case, to know this procedure name, they will also like write this one, TCSSP salary hike. Somebody will prefer like this, not all the members. For now, I'm using USP salary hike as begin, and I need to keep this code here. Okay, unfortunately, I already committed. That's it. So I need to create this procedure. So while creating, it will check for the syntax errors. So it will also compiling. Okay, procedure, this procedure is compiled. Now I want to execute this procedure. What will happen if I execute this procedure? There are some coding inside. So this code also will execute. If I execute this one, this code also will execute. Simply, you can execute like this. If you select and execute, it will be executed. Or there is one more option, execute this one. Or one more option, execute this one. These both are same. Okay. So suppose I'm trying like I'm writing like Sachin. If I execute this keyword, this word, what will happen? Unknown command. Sachin is error report unknown command. But if I write something inside this Sachin, it is taking like I'm executing processor. It is assuming like I'm executing one processor. Sachin also, it is system is understanding Sachin is one processor. Okay. Suppose create procedure Sachin as begin end. Inside this, select my name is Sachin as name from real. I am giving some dummy output, dummy coding. So let me create this procedure. Okay, yeah, I cannot write this state forward. I need to declare some variable and I want to return from this variable, but let me print this one. I need to write cursor to return any table. Name is already used by existing object. Okay, let me drop this Sachin. Drop, not table, drop procedure, procedure name. Okay, I'm dropping this existing one. Okay, procedure Sachin dropped. And now I'm creating this procedure. Again, compilation error. Procedure Sachin is compiled. My name is Sachin. Okay, no problem. Let me execute this one. So now here I have Sachin. I'm executing this Sachin. Yeah, there are small issues. dpms output dot put underscore line of this one. Set server output on. Okay. Set the server output on. 1 second, let me clear this one and let me execute this one. Okay. Then now let me create this one again. No, let me execute, create or replace. Procedures are very easy. You can see so much of lines of coding in procedure, but don't confuse. Okay. Now I created Sachin again. Let me execute Sachin now. Line 124 is giving error. Level exit. dbms underscore output dot put line. And this is correct one only. Yeah, we can display the same thing using cursor, but we will go back to old one. See here, for hike purpose also, same coding I'm putting inside the procedure. So I'm creating one procedure. Name is already used. So create, I will put create or replace. Okay, this one is compiled. Now let me execute this one now. Why unknown command? Okay, this Sachin also is working fine, but in this version, if I execute without this exec, it is not working. But using exec, it is working fine. PLSQL procedure completed successfully. Now I can check the employee table. Now it is earlier it is 30,900, right? Now let me check. I executed one time. Let's start from EMP. See, 31,827. I executed 121 line. Now I'm going to execute 122 line. I'm pinning this. So it will also work like same exec. One more time I executed. You can also refresh this one here itself. 31,827. Now 32,781, like this. So we need to create in this way and we need to execute in this way. Don't consider this one. Okay. This is the way to create procedures and advantages of procedure. Got it? Now, my task is increase salary 3% only for department ID 1. For only first department, I need to increase the salary, not for everyone. In this case, create or replace procedure, the same procedure only. I need to create with parameters because I need to update only for department 1, or I need to update only for given department, only for given department. So here I have department ID. So if I give 1, then I need to update salary for only one department, not for all others. Salary hike by DEPT wise. This is my processor name now. Simply here I want to use where DEPT ID equal to P underscore DEPT ID. This P underscore DEPT ID I want to pass from here. This is number. I'm closing the bracket. That's it. So I need to pass one input parameter to this procedure. Based on this input parameter, I'm using this input parameter on where condition. So suppose here I'm passing, this is called input parameter. This is procedure name. Procedure name and one input parameter as begin our SQL code. Okay. Now let me create this procedure. Let me compile or create this. So salary 3% only for given department. Okay, procedure is compilation done. Now see how I'm going to pass this value. See here, execute procedure name space my department ID. Department ID, let's assume I'm giving 2. See what is the old one. Second department is 32,781 is the second department. Let me also refresh again. Yeah, the last value is 32,781. For this one is 21,824. Another record, another record. Total four members are there in department ID 2. Encounter symbol 2. Okay. substitution of P. 1 second. When expecting one of the following, the symbol substituted. Yeah, this is correct only. Okay, let me try to substitute this one. Valid relation operator. Okay, 1 second. This is same. Want to write like this, but let's see. 32,781. Yeah, it is same because it is not executing. Let me search for the issue. Oh, B department ID. Okay, PLS put set. So I want to pass in braces. So that's the reason it give an error. So let's start from PMP. So I'm going to check my table now after update, after executing the procedure. So I passed the department ID. I can pass any number. So I just passed the 2. See, now it is 33,000 for department 2. Earlier it is 32,781. Now after executing my processor, it is now 33,000. So mostly we will use these kind of procedures in office, parameterized processor. So what we will give here, let me explain. So let me explain. USP registration form. Okay. For this, input parameters are first name as varchar2, comma last name, comma phone number, email. These are all input parameters. So using these input parameters, what we will do, instead of this update statements, we'll put insert into some, our table name is, let's assume customer. For this customer, let me also put address. So we need to give like this. Here also varchar2, phone also some, let's assume varchar2, email is varchar2, address is clob. Clob means any size of data. There is no limitation. Up to 2 GB, I can store any number of characters. So from here, I'm storing F name, L name, phone, email. Along with this, there is customer ID, which is auto increment. Okay. Here, values of all these F name, L name, all these parameters. So here I need to give as a P underscore everywhere. We will write like this for registration page. the same things. Okay, I'm writing one sample procedure for the registration form requirement. So these are the column names. These are the input parameters. So I'm going to insert these input parameters into customer table. So customer table is done. Still address is there. Now I'm writing one more thing. Insert into address table. Here address ID comma address. For this values of address ID is, let's assume it is sequence ID dot next value comma address name is this p address. Here I'm using auto generated customer ID. Here I'm using sequence value. You can also write like this. So these two processes are, these two tables I am going to insert. If there is any error, then exception when no data found or these kind of exceptions we will basically receive. No data found or any conversion issues. Uh, what are the most of the, let me explain that one. In most of when others, then అని రాస్తాము. When others, then insert into audit log or error log should be there one table. Here we will write all IP address execution time error description. Like that we will insert in this table. If there is any error, I want to store that error somewhere here. So we will basically create one log table like this, and we will store all our errors here. So we can, Java people, we can capture this IP address, execution time, error description, all these things. Error description will come from here. SQL error EM, SQL error message. This will give us the error details, and this IP address execution time is system date. For example, this is one input parameter, IP address, or one variable. I want to check how we can get the IP address of the system. Execution time is system date. SQL error message is error message. Here I have some option like I can get the, I have something like error message. Let me check quickly, 1 second. SQL code or SQL error message is there. Yeah, I forget that exact name, but it is like error message. It is like this. Now, after this, I want to roll back this data. If any error, I want to roll back this data. If exception, then roll back the data, then insert that error into this error table, then commit this code. You got it? How I'm writing? Let me explain again. You can drop off after this. Okay, let me quickly explain this one. So for registration page purpose, I'm creating one procedure. In my procedure, I'm going to receive all these input parameters from Java page. Okay, so Java people only will assign the values and will send the values to this one. Then as begin, using these values, I'm filling two tables. One is customer table, one is address table. In case of any issue, suppose